Maple Hollow was the kind of town where nothing bad ever happened, or at least that's what everyone believed. Life moved slowly, people left their doors unlocked, and the loudest sound at night was the church bell marking 9 p.m. That illusion shattered on a cold October evening when nurse Emily Carter disappeared. She was 29, kind-hearted, and beloved at St. Agnes Community Hospital, where she worked long shifts caring for the elderly and the sick. On October 12th, she texted her sister at 9:42 p.m., finally heading home. Can't wait for bed. She never made it there. The next morning, a jogger found her white Honda Civic abandoned by the roadside. Door ajar, headlights still on, keys in the dirt. Her purse and phone were still inside. There were no signs of a struggle, just the eerie silence of the woods beyond. The entire town mobilized. Police, volunteers, and even church members joined in search parties. Candlelight vigils lit up the park, and her smiling photo was taped to shop windows and lampposts. But after 72 hours with no leads, fear began to settle in. Police Chief Harold Monroe, a seasoned ex-detective from Chicago, believed it was a random act of violence. "We're likely dealing with someone passing through," he told reporters. "A drifter, maybe." Yet something about the scene didn't sit right with him. Nothing was stolen, and Emily wasn't the type to take risks. Her co-workers described her as quiet, gentle, and dependable. But one nurse, Sarah Kim, hesitated before adding, "She'd been on edge lately, checking her phone all the time. She told me someone had been leaving her gifts, flowers, notes, no name attached." Detectives subpoenaed Emily's phone records. That's when they made the first shocking discovery. Emily had a second phone, registered under her maiden name, Emily Foster. That phone revealed a side of her life no one in Maple Hollow knew existed. She had been texting someone saved as CM, messages that alternated between affection and fear. "You said you'd stop coming to my apartment. Please, don't make a scene at work again." The man behind the initials was Christopher Mendez, a 34-year-old paramedic at the same hospital. Married, 2 kids. When detectives questioned him, Mendez admitted to the affair but claimed it had ended. "She wanted space," he said. "I respected that." But his alibi for that night didn't hold up. His wife said he'd left home around 9:30 p.m. to clear his head and didn't return until after midnight. When pressed, Mendez broke. "You don't understand," he said. "She was scared, but not of me. She was scared of her ex-husband." Emily's ex, Ryan Carter, was a volunteer firefighter known around town as a stand-up guy. They divorced quietly 2 years earlier. But neighbors told police there had been shouting at the house before she left him. She said he had a temper, one of them recalled. When detectives visited Ryan, he was calm, almost too calm. He insisted he hadn't seen Emily in weeks. "We had our problems, but that's in the past," he said. "She moved on. So did I." Still, Chief Monroe's instincts told him something was off. Surveillance footage from the hospital parking lot showed Ryan's truck parked nearby the night Emily vanished. When questioned again, he claimed he was just driving around. Police obtained a search warrant for his property. Behind his shed, buried under firewood, they found a pair of work gloves stained with blood. DNA testing confirmed it belonged to Emily. Ryan was arrested. 3 weeks after her disappearance, a fisherman reported something snagged under the Maple River Bridge. Blue hospital scrubs, torn and tangled in debris. Divers searched for hours. When they pulled Emily's body from the icy water, the entire town fell silent. The coroner's report confirmed blunt force trauma to the head. The rocks tied to her body told the rest of the story. Ryan Carter confessed within 48 hours. In his statement, Ryan described a confrontation that spiraled out of control. He said he'd gone to talk after learning about her affair. "I just wanted her to be honest," he told detectives. "But she said she was leaving town. She said she was done with all of it. With me, with him, with this place." He described losing control. "She called me broken, and maybe I am. I didn't mean to kill her. I just wanted her to stop." After realizing what he'd done, he panicked. He drove her car to the edge of town, tried to stage an abduction, and dumped her body in the river. Ryan Carter was sentenced to life in prison without parole. His quiet composure during trial chilled the courtroom. He never cried, never pleaded, just stared blankly at the floor. Christopher Mendez, the married paramedic, was never charged but lost his job and his marriage. He left town soon after. As for Maple Hollow, it was never the same. The town that once felt safe now locked its doors. People avoided the river at night. The bridge where Emily's body was found became a silent memorial, covered in candles every October 12th. Children grew up hearing the story whispered in cautionary tones. How a woman everyone trusted had hidden fears no one saw until it was too late. Months later, Emily's sister went through her belongings. In a drawer, she found a small blue notebook, her journal. The last entry was dated October 11th, one day before she disappeared. I used to think Maple Hollow was safe because everyone knew each other. Now I think that's the reason it's not. Emily Carter's story reminds us that evil doesn't always come from strangers in the dark. Sometimes, it lives behind familiar smiles, wearing faces we trust most. Her disappearance was not the work of chance, nor a random act of violence. It was the tragedy born of silence, secrets, and the dangerous comfort of small-town illusions. Because beneath every peaceful town, beneath every quiet life, there can lie hidden currents of jealousy, obsession, and heartbreak, waiting to pull someone under. And that's the story of Emily Carter, the quiet nurse of Maple Hollow. A story where love turned lethal, trust was shattered, and innocence drowned with the truth. This is Beneath the Crime. Don't forget to subscribe.